I think he's just mocking me now. He's mocking us. The disrespect is unreal. One day I will have your job. Hello everyone and welcome back to more Norwich City, bouncing back here in Season 5. Season is well underway and, well, there's a lot of things that are good. One very bad thing, which we'll talk about in a minute, but a lot of good things have happened since last time. Not least, as you can see there, we are improving the youth facilities even further. It will mean, I believe, once all is said and done, that they will be, I assume, state-of-the-art. We've already got state-of-the-art training facilities, so getting the youth facilities on a par with that is really, really good. The facilities have seen massive improvements since we've been here. If that can now result in some quality regens coming through, that would be appreciated. That I don't think that's ever going to happen. At least not from our own intake anyway. We'll have to buy them from other teams. We will talk about them as we go through the results, because there's been not the massive amount of games, but there's a lot of things that have happened. The good news, there's lots of good news, as said. The good news is that since we lost the Super Cup last time out, we are unbeaten in all competitions. Not flawless, but there's been some good stuff, and well, let's take a look at it. Straight away was a 3-0 win against newly promoted Bristol City. It was pretty much job done in the first half. We've been using both systems depending on the need for it. This one was the 4-2-3-1, and yeah, great performance from the forward players, Madison and Buendia, getting goals in that one. And then Buendia was on the score sheet again as we beat Arsenal 1-0. We have a habit of beating Arsenal, which is very, very good indeed. Going to show you a few highlights as we go through here. This was the goal against Arsenal. The pass from Lewis Cook was fantastic. Buendia mugs off Tierney, and the finish is exquisite. 9 times out of 10 that would have gone wide, but it didn't on this occasion, and it was another 3 points. Then the most disappointing result of the season, a 0-0 against Aston Villa. We could maybe have gone for this a bit more, but my feeling was Villa were doing quite well. It was quite an even game in terms of actual meaningful chances and attempts on goal. You can see there the defensive area is doing better than the attacking ones. A little bit frustrating, but then a 1-1 away at Manchester United, never a bad thing. We dominated the first half, really dominated much of the game, and we took the lead through Buendia again, but then Man United did equalise to Anthony Martial pretty much immediately after that, but then we didn't find a breakthrough in the second half. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of chances, but probably overall a draw was a fair result. We would have been hard done by not to get at least something from the game. And then, well, we beat Dynamo Kiev in our first Champions League group stage match away from home. Played pretty much a fully rotated side, and ordinarily I'd be really thrilled. It was a great performance, away in Ukraine. To get that was fantastic. Marcus Edwards opened the scoring, and then Todd Cantwell added a second in the second half after they had equalised, and it was 3 points. Really good, really great start to things. The problem is that you can see the little symbol next to Marcus Edwards there. He scored the opening goal. He won't be scoring any more goals again for quite some time, because as you can see there, he has broken his lower leg and will be out for 3 to 4 months. So by my calculations, won't be back until about February. He will be back before the end of the season, which is good, but given that his main attribute is his searing pace and acceleration, it is concerning. What annoyed me most of all about it, though, was the fact that having had his leg broken by a disgraceful tackle that wasn't even booked, I didn't even get an opportunity to answer the old press conference question where I can slag off the other manager for his style of play. Unbelievable. But good to get our first Champions League win, and then we played Everton. It was a 1-1. This was, again, a little bit, not so much disappointing as it was frustrating. We did well to recover and get the point. Dele Alli scoring on the 84th minute, but you can see the XG there. We absolutely should have won that game. We had so many chances once. Look at the ratings, even for the three players in the forward areas. How we didn't win this game, I don't know. Everton's only real chance they scored from, but there we go. These things happen, and then we played the Carabao Cup third round away at Leicester. Really difficult draw, but we managed to get the win. I play again fully rotated, so I want to give everyone as much of a rest as possible. We have had quite a few injuries as well as Edwards, but it was a special occasion. We won, and the goal was from Aaron Hitchman, who therefore becomes the first regen for us to score a goal in the save. We've got to watch it. It was pretty special. Corner came in from Harry Winks, pulled back to him, and then it's an absolute pile driver. Not a bad way to open your account. Hopefully the first of many. Given Edwards' injury, he and a few of the other youngsters moved him into the first team. They're going to be playing a bit more, certainly in the cup matches, and he has been the one that has impressed me the most. He's one of two we have who has got 5-star potential, along with Ryan Davis, who I've also put in the first team. But he's not one of the most sort of developed at the moment. There are others with perhaps more developed attributes for the time being. But he's been the one that's impressed me so far. Got that goal against Leicester. He also got the assist for Todd Cantwell's goal against Dinamo Kiev, which was a fantastic ball as well. So yeah, we're happy that he is coming through. So yeah, interesting to see what kind of role he can play throughout the rest of the season. And then most recently we played Leicester again in the league, again away from home, and it was a full 3-0 revenge for what they did to us at Carrow Road last season, and it was the Dele Alli show. He has been the star of the season so far, doing everything that I really wanted James Maddison to do last season, but he didn't ever really quite do consistently. Runs from deep to score, creativity from deep, that final pass to unlock the defence. Dele has been doing it in spades, and this has been his best game so far. 2 goals, and the own goal from Soyuncu was entirely down to him anyway, so kind of a hat-trick in some ways, but a fantastic performance, righting the wrongs of last season. So overall, really good. All the performances have been good. I mean, yeah, as I say, only really the Villa game that was a bit of a disappointment. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. We find ourselves after 7 games in 4th place, 15 points on the board, level with Villa, so they're having a good start to the season, so maybe not too disheartening to drop points against them. Really, we're in touching distance, even with the title, and of course we're very early on here still, but it's definitely been a good start. Hopefully that can continue today. We've got 2 very tricky matches in the Premier League. We're going to be playing one of the teams who we have literally never beaten at any point in the save. Wolverhampton Wanderers. Can today be the day? But before that, we've got ourselves a Champions League group stage match that I simply had to bring you. FC Barcelona are the opponents. This is the full group, currently top because they drew their opening game against a familiar side for us, Roma, who we of course had in the Europa League a couple of years ago. I think given the fact that we got to be the top seed in the pot because we won the Europa League meant we were always going to be drawn against some difficult sides. So the fact that we've been drawn against Roma, a team we've already beaten in the save, Dinamo Kiev, not the highest quality of opposition, I think it's fair to say. But we have actually got quite a reasonable chance of getting through the group. But Barcelona, they're going to be pretty tricky. And just to confirm from last time, we did indeed do the transfers that I said we were probably going to do. Adam Armstrong has gone on loan to Rayo Vallecano for the year. It's not the deal that he rejected. They came back in. It's just a loan. They're paying his wages and a fee. They don't have an option on him at all. We'll see how well he does. I hope he does okay. Already got a goal. Not a great rating, but he's at least got a goal. And therefore, as a result, we have signed Aaron Hickey from Bologna on a permanent deal, 5.5 million. I'm pretty happy with this. He's such a well-rounded player and so sort of, he's such a great squad member. I'm really pleased to get him in. And given the aforementioned injuries, it's been very good that he has been here. As well as Marcus Edwards, Louis Coyle has been out injured, Jamal Lewis has been out injured, still out injured, Sibley's out injured, Callum Wilson and Ademola Lookman have been out injured. Again, glad I didn't get rid of Lookman like I was planning on doing, given what has happened to Edwards. We need to keep him. So definitely the biggest test we have faced in Europe in the save so far, it's fair to say. Interestingly, actually, out of all the results, we've scored quite a few goals this season so far. None of our strikers have scored. Wilson, as I said, has been injured, but he's not scored in the opportunities he's had. None of the youngsters have scored, and Adam has not scored. Normally, he scores on the opening day and then hits the ground running. But 7 games played, 0 goals. He's not been playing awfully. His rating's usually been quite good. He's got an assist as well. But yeah, compared to his previous record, he's not been amazing. So we'll see how he gets on today. Now, the team is more or less going to be what it was in the last episode. The team has been playing really well. Greg Taylor is going to be at left back by virtue of the fact that Jamal Lewis has been injured, but he's done well in the games he's played. Pope obviously in goal. Mepham, Tarkowski and Aarons the rest of the defence. Cook, Phillips and Ali the midfield. Buendia on the right hand side. Maddison on the left. He's definitely been improved in that position on last year. Still need some more goals and assists from him. We want to see some free kicks flying in. Adam's going to be starting up front, but Callum Wilson is back from injury and he is ready to go if Adam's not performing, which so far he hasn't been. Now, I think anything we get out of this is obviously a bonus. I think in many ways I would like to play a fully rotated side for this one because the league is more important, but you can't really throw a game against Barcelona, can you? So their team is probably getting a bit older. Griezmann he's got to be getting up there. Coutinho now as well, but they've got Jadon Sancho, Alexander Isak, some some very good players. Jordan Henderson in midfield as well. This is not going to be easy at all. Ronald Koeman, interestingly, is still in charge. So let's just set the expectations quite reasonably here. We're not expected to win this away from home. Anything at all, any point at all would be amazing. Absolutely packed house here at the Nou Camp on what is, the first absolutely packed house here at the Nou Camp on what is the first Champions League game we have seen of the save. And we're happy to be here. We're giving the ball away though, and Griezmann is in, and that was nearly an opening goal. And that was also the only thing that's happened. Barcelona, fair to say, are having the best of it, but if it's 0-0 at full time, it might not be very interesting, but I'll be quite happy with that. Not that Barcelona will. They are trying to attack, and Isaac is on the ball, back to Coutinho, and this is looking like the sort of patient thing we've come to associate with Barcelona. We're back in numbers to defend, but they're looking ominous. It's Griezmann with an effort which goes over the top of the bar. No one particularly covering themselves in glory in our forward areas. They're all a bit tired. They've played a lot of matches recently, so probably time for Callum Wilson and maybe Hitchman. He's done so well that I think the more he plays, he's only going to get better and develop. And Buendia's been not fouled there, but he's fallen over. But he's back on his feet again, pressing onwards. This might be our first chance of the game. Buendia again involved. Ida's there. It's not his best work. And now are they going to score from this? Griezmann running away, still going. Brilliant tackle from Calvin Phillips though, to stop him in his tracks. Well, I brought Hitchman on, towering header from him to clear that, but it's been given straight back, and now Dest puts the cross in. Griezmann's there, and it's been coming, so we can't feel too hard done by. Brilliant header from Hitchman to get it away. Unfortunately, Adam wasn't particularly reactive, and they've scored. So you could blame the kid for that, but I think really, if anyone's at fault, it's Adam for not being on the same wavelength, really. Right, 10 minutes ago, we've offered really nothing. We might as well go to the other system, just sort of try and get something. I mean, a 2-0 defeat is not really the end of the world. Problem is, I've brought Harry Winks on, so he doesn't really fit that kind of role at all. But we're going to go with it, and it makes no difference. Not the most glorious Champions League performance for us in an episode, but hey-ho, it's Barcelona away. We're never going to be the favourites for that. And to be fair, a 1-0 defeat isn't really that, it's not that bad. Not that bad. Could have been a lot worse. Disappointing, sure, but there we go. Hitchman, he's got a bruised foot, he's fine. Nothing to worry about. But Adam is worrying me. He has not scored for 10 games. Not like him, really. He does have the odd patch of poor form, but usually recovers from it. And never normally from the start of the season. I put my arm around him, giving him a bit of a pep talk, and he seems fine. Let's see if he can do the business against a team who we never normally can do the business against. Of course, very much inevitable that we hadn't lost a game in any competition since last episode. So obviously, as soon as I start recording again, we do. Oh, good, brilliant. I mean, he's literally he's trolling me at this point, isn't he? Dele Alli, best player, brilliant performer, has had a sensational start to the season. Not even picked him, has he? Not even picked him. Really, thanks. Nick only. That's all you're going with. Great. Really appreciate it. Right then, Wolves are down in 16th. If ever there's a chance for us to actually beat them, surely it's got to be today. Unfortunately, a few injuries during the week. Todd Cantwell is out for 3 weeks now, which is good news, although Lookman is back, although it looks like he played in a under-23s game, so he's not actually particularly match fit, which is... I've ticked it so it happens automatically, which generally speaking is good. It keeps people match sharp. However, surely they should be able to do it in a way where, if they're in the squad, then, well, not if it's right before a regular first team game. I don't know. And Buendia's also got a bit of an injury. He's got a slight injury type groin. I mean, I don't really want to risk him, but I think we kind of need him to. We'll hopefully take him off relatively early on though. Otherwise, no changes. We're going to back Adam to score some goals. He's been training well. We praised him for that. Praised him after the game. Gave him a bit of a pep talk. And, sure, he's got to deliver now. We'll give him another chance. If he doesn't do it though, then Callum Wilson's going to be starting. As Wolves have the worst defence in the Premier Division, you must consider Norwich favourites to win. I'm not answering a question like that, Charlie. That's a very leading question. Very leading indeed. If we don't win today, we only have ourselves to blame. And of course, obviously, first highlight is Wolves. They'll probably score from this. Nearly, Mepham clears it away. We're going with the 4-3-3 purely because we're away from home. if we need to make the change, obviously we will make the change. But there's another corner, brilliant. This one, they have scored, great. It's his first goal for the club, I'm guessing, maybe first of the season for sure. I mean, we had a warning from the previous corner, and he's jumped through about 4 people there somehow, which is what a great start. Great news. I mean, half an hour in, we've created nothing. We finally had a shot. We're changing this up. It's not working. Right, something positive, hopefully. Buendia on the ball. Back to Aarons. Find a cross. Let's see something. We've had two dodgy performances so far. I want to see a shot on goal. Calvin Phillips, that's a shot on goal. And it is an actual goal. Brilliant stuff. Good work down the right-hand side. Aarons heavily involved. Phillips lurking on the edge of the area. No one picks him up at all. Dele across to him. It's a great strike. Not particularly good goalkeeping. And I think he might have taken a little bit of a deflection, but it counts. Much improved since we changed things up. I mean, I'm going to say I'm happy with the performance, because since we changed things up, it has been good. I don't want to be too negative on them this season. Aarons with a throw-in, cleared by Neves, but only as far as the goal scorer, Calvin Phillips. Cook in lots of room, looking to press this on. Now this is, I mean, we're having a bit of an issue about working it into the box at the moment. Adam has tried working it in the box there, but he just literally kicked it at a Wolves player, and now they're countering. This is my slight concern there. We had an opportunity to take a shot on there. We didn't do it. Liao with a shot. It's a brilliant save from Pope. Aarons nearly fouled him. We get away with it. They've got another corner though. Obviously scored from the last one. Tarkovsky is alive to that effort though. I think I'm actually going to take work ball into the box off, because it's been a bit of a problem against certain sides. The goal we conceded against Everton was solely due to the fact that we were just trying to get the ball into the box rather than putting a cross in or taking a shot, and then we ended up giving the ball away, much like we just did there. Taylor with the throw, knocked down by Dele Alli to Lewis Cook and Calvin Phillips, the midfield. Now, can we try and do something a little bit more sensible? Maddison unlucky not to get the cross in, and Wolves looking to counter again, but Phillips is alive to the danger once more, driving forwards. Buendia, hopefully a little bit more positivity from him, goes across. Adam is there. Not his best effort ever. Long goal kick from Patricio. It's been knocked down to Nemeka, and Pope is alive to it. Right, change is going to be made. Adam is not playing awfully, but he's not scoring. So, I mean, the problem is Lookman and Wilson aren't particularly match fit. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes. Free kick to Wolves. Ruben Neves. This is looking dangerous. Mepham heads it straight back to him. Is he going to take a shot on? He's found Traore, who's hit the post, and they've managed to not score. We scramble it away, so we're okay. We survive for another day. Otavio trying to get there. He does, over Cook. Nemeka's in again. We've got 4 defenders back. Adama Traore. Can he have another go at this one? Try and get back in defence. Semedo. Cook tackles him well, but then they've scored anyway. Worst defence in the league, they said. Down in 16th, they said, but they play us, so you know what's going to happen. I mean, how many chances do we have to get this away? I mean, it's deflected off him from the shot from Otavio, which may have gone in anyway. That is not great. He's onside, but it was kind of a bit of a dinked header. Not particularly good. Buendia coming off for Lookman, I suppose. Ida off for Wilson. Neither of them is fit, but they're going to have to do. Probably could have risked Jamal Lewis for this one, because Greg Taylor's having an awful game, but didn't want to, given he's just coming back from injury. That was quite clearly a mistake, but we're going to go attacking as well. We've got to go for this. Try and get back into this against a team who are having an awful season, and we should be beating easily if we have any ambition of getting into the Champions League qualification spaces. Good ball across to Maddison. Loads of room for him to run into. Back to Dele Alli. Forward to Callum Wilson. And Callum Wilson is offside. And it's definitely offside. This is not going to be given. It was a great move, but it's not going to count. There was a tiny bit of hope. Tiny bit of hope. He wasn't that far off. He wasn't that far off, but he was, so it doesn't count. We really need to get an equaliser here. Not long to go. It seems that we've had our chances. It seems like they've dried up. Maybe not though. Hitchman, he's off the bench. Flicks it onto Wilson. No. Only cleared as far as Chris Mepham. But let's just push up and try and get a goal. We need to actually change the old lineup a little bit. Actually, I think we'll go move that a little bit forwards. Back to sort of, this is how sort of originally it was, but when we dropped it back once we came up from the Championship. Cook to Lookman. Can he find the angle? No. Twice. Offside the second time. Into injury time. It's not going to be a win against Wolves. We're going to lose 2 games in an episode. That's the first time that's happened in a long time. Yeah. Not good. Not good. I was okay losing to Barcelona. That was not good enough. They did probably deserve to win. I'd say a draw was probably more fair. I'm not going to get too angry, but I'm not happy with the performance. Not great. Nick Pope hasn't covered himself in glory from his rating anyway. Yeah, not great. Not great, obviously. We've lost for the first time in the league this season, and yeah, not amazing. I don't really feel that was a particularly fair result, but there we go. There we go. It's been a great start to the season, but obviously as soon as I start pressing record, everything goes wrong, and we still haven't beaten Wolves. They've started the season awfully, but they can still guarantee themselves 3 points against us. I mean, was that their first win of the season? Was that the first win of the season in the league? Was it? No, not quite. They did beat Leicester 4-1, but guaranteed 3 points against us. So that sucks. We're down to 6th, which is pretty much standard for us. And yeah, there's a long way to go. Let's see if we can improve on that one. Might even need to do a team meeting if that continues. 2 defeats in a row. Hopefully that's not still bugged out. But we have actually had, looking at the fixtures, we've had some difficult games to start things off. Bristol City is the only one I would really say was a straight up easy game. Even the sort of more straightforward sides, Southampton, Wolves, Leicester, they're teams we've struggled against in recent years. So hopefully now that's out of the way. I mean, and indeed we do have a more sort of straightforward run over the next couple of months. So as to where we come back next time, well, I think it's going to be some sort of Champions League action, depending on how we're doing for the group. We want to see, it's our first year in the Champions League, of course. We want to see if we can get through the group stage. So logically, it will be either our 5th game against Dinamo Kiev, or potentially try and get some revenge against Barcelona again. Although that is sandwiched between 2 teams who we also never beat. There's a lot of teams we never beat. So, don't know, maybe not. Might have to be though. We will see what it is looking like next time. Hopefully, the form will continue to be good, and today will just be an unfortunate blip. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss what happens next time. It's been a good start to the season despite what's happened today. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.